Hobby, I have fused a little demon, Hobby. Do you wanna know what demon I fused?
What demon have you fused, Polak?
I fused the Dormoth, Hobby. I fused the Dormoth.
Oh no, Polak. Don't tell me.
Yeah, you already know, Hob. You know what I'm gonna do to that thing.
Polak. It's an animal, Polak. You can't.
Hobby, there's no laws against the demons, Hobby. I can do whatever I want with it.
No, Polak. No, please, God, no. Please don't do it.
I'm gonna do it, Hob. Hello there.
Alley-oop!
Oh, no. Kur... You're watching Polakdin and my schizo friends. Demons. Mythical creatures, malevolent in nature. Evil entities that have been used for ages in order to make people obedient. Do not misbehave or a demon will take you away. Be a good person or demons will whisk your soul to hell. Go to sleep early or a littler 10 out of 10. Demon mommy will visit your bed to milk you dry in your dreams. Yeah, especially not that last one. Welcome to Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Featuring hot demons, hotter demons, art of seduction, cooking, chaos, bullshit, and the best combat music I heard in a video game since Yakuza.
Shin Megami Tensei
5 Vengeance is a game developed by Atlus and a re-release of the original, which came out only for the Nintendo Switch. And it worked like garbage, which did not stop me from playing it. Thankfully, now we got it on a proper console, PC. The re-release features new music, new demons, new areas, a new story branch and many quality of life improvements. Strap in, we're about to become as gods. You play as a random, no-life, socially stunted high schooler who has no parents, thus no one could give him proper barber advice. In fact, the protagonist looks so off-putting that other students refuse to team up with you even if the other option is to go home alone and risk getting stabbed. Japan. Not even the top school drip can save this young man. Oh, but don't worry, all is not lost as the plot decides to throw you a bone and the real protagonist shows up to escort you back home. Don't fall in love too fast now. You can still mess up this interaction, but for once in our lives, let's pretend not to be socially autistic and pick the normal option. F***ing damn it! You can actually hear the struggle as our character tries to maintain the eye contact with people he interacts with. Meet a famous character who first appeared on PlayStation in 2013, Ryuji from the hit game Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Strikers, Persona 5 Tactica, Persona 5 Dancing. Unfortunately, he got hit on the head too many times and now he calls himself Dazai. The only things left in his head are the goofy personality, love for order, and doing the right thing. Or at least what he thinks is right. Just look at this motivated boy.
What the hell is this?
Right after that, you die. Thanks for watching. Sorry for spoiling the entire game. Right. Well, we obviously do not die. Instead, we are force-fed some knowledge of the world. You know how in the Bible, Adam and Eve got banished from paradise for disobeying God? Well, here humans were told to fuck off cause they got too cool and were outrizzing the big G. We wake up in the desert and observe Ryuji being touched by an angel. We of course do nothing because seeing your homie get some cannot be interrupted, even if it is a bit creepy. We almost die again to a demon, but then the Giga Chat Aogami saves us and does the fusion dance with the protagonist. Unfortunately, the twink genes are too strong and even the Giga Chat turns into this. We will have a different form later on, but really, I do think the design is not all that bad. I especially love the hair. It grows on you. Now, do me a favor, close your eyes and witness the level up theme. I have no idea what the crew were taking when they were cooking this, but please, I want the same. Speaking of cooking, I am getting hungry. Conveniently, someone left us candy. Let's gather them. This reminds me of an old story for kids. Maybe there's a hot witch at the end. No. Wait. We finally realize what is going on. Welcome to post-apocalypse Tokyo. Now, time for the tutorial, which you can fail. I don't, because I am way too good at this game. Fun fact, the general battle theme will not start playing until someone throws the first punch or buff/debuff. I like it. It's like building up anticipation before we let the enemy catch these hands. Meet the shopkeeper, Gustav. You may not be able to tell by the lack of nose, but if you look closely at his malnourished form, you can easily deduct his backstory, or the fact that he has a lot of gold. I recommend getting chummy with him, as money is essential for this game, but set limits. Don't give him any foot pics. He will task you with finding his kids, 200 of them in total. This is a reminder that in case of a sudden apocalypse, stock up on toilet paper and protection. Bringing his bastards back to him will net you some good stuff, like drugs, that will permanently boost your or your party members' stats. Also, there is no such thing as free healthcare in the demon world. Finally, we meet the true best girl of the game, Amanozako, and save her from getting bored. Now, she may seem annoying at first glance, but bear with me, the only thing she deserves are headbutts and wholesome situations. Also, she will become extremely useful later on, but you gotta trust me on that, she is a tsundere too, which is a nice bonus. We also meet the mommy of this game. Her huge milkers are only two of many other reasons you will love her. For example, she will awaken your potential.
Fucking hard!
If you haven't noticed already, this world is corrupted. The personification of the corruption are abscesses, mini challenge fights that are sometimes put in your way to test your mettle, and other times hidden in the weirdest of places. Why? Because f*** you. Because destroying them boosts your power as a Nahobino and lets you learn new miracles, which are very fancy passive skills. We have a chat with the shonen protag and say the first thing that comes to our mind, like, this is our Tokyo, but in the future. Please remember, we are playing an edgy, autistic teenager. Before we can dwell on it longer, it's time for the next boss fight. But don't worry, the second best girl, Yoko, joins us for the fun of it. Notice her voice. Recognize it? Chiwa Saito. We beat the boss, but come to a very unfortunate realization. Not even fusing with a gigachat, Aogami can help our social ineptitude. Best our boy can do is awkwardly nod his head. Thankfully, our allies notice we are autistic and do not make any mean comments. We come across a simp conclave and decide to help the Roshi. Now, this is one of the first side quests that will decide your alignment. In Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, you can align yourself with either Chaos or Law. In Creation, you can also be neutral or true neutral. Chaos and Law are not the same as good and evil. So, how do they work? Let's have a small morality test, shall we? Nuking Japan to end the conflict quickly. What route would that be? Correct! Law, which means those guys would carry it out. Let's try it again. Helping out a struggling artist to push through the grind and maybe become a YouTube creator or a certified Mason man. Which route would that be? Correct again! Chaos! Two female companions who come along with you are Tao, who sides with the law even if she hates the radical religious extremist in her group chat, and Yoko, who is chaos all the way, baby. Did you know many men in the history of humanity died due to excessive cum redistribution? One mad lad went at it 37 times. Rookie numbers. The next contestant I found did it 42 times. The bar keeps getting higher. The next one, a brave teen, went for it 56 times. And then finally, the true campion was lonely on Valentine's Day, but he kept himself busy 62 times in a row.
In a row?
62. Is that the human limit? Are we not stronger than that? The perfect number is just around the corner. We are so close to perfection.
We are interrupting this broadcast to clearly state that we here at Polagdin do not promote self-harm. We will, however, make fun of it.
Unrelated, but there is a side quest in this game that lets you help some Lilin, who are basically a bunch of succubi, who just want to say hi and make friends with human men. Now, why did they tell you this all after mentioning Yoko? Because she approves of my choices just to mess with the angels. Which ending you get will mostly come down to who do you like more. And since we are all former and ongoing edgelords here, I think the choice is obvious. That is not to say Tao doesn't have her moments. When dealing with the bullying case, we can tell her to either support her friend or tell her to inform the teacher. Sounds reasonable, you can probably tell which route each option represents. Yoko, however, comes in and has a third one. Confront the bullies.
and murder them.
What? Why would you? No way she said that.
Check it.
Oh shit. She did. Screw it. Shank and Tao-chan? You can explore the map to your heart content and find some interesting NPCs. Like this white rabbit. Wait a second. Why am I suddenly thinking about British comedians?
Oh, what a cute little rabbit. Wait, what the fuck is...
Heal your wounds, get strong. You will need all the help you can get, cause it's time to play Hercules and slay the Hydra.
Traps. Okay. Nani?
How do you prepare for this fight? You need 3 things: fire resistance, mermaid, and...
Hiramata.
After we establish ourselves as the top G in this world, it's time to show our superiority and help some poor people around, like the mermaid. Unfortunately, we cannot help her with the curse, even after dealing with the demon responsible. We need a thicker solution.
Here comes a new challenger!
What the fuck? What the hell do you expect me to say? Yes, motherfuck yes.
Time for a boss fight using some of my favorite demons in this game, Jack-o'-lantern and Aidvaras, or how I like to call him, KFC. Hey Hobbs, did you know that in terms of male Nahobino and female demon breeding, Anahita is the most compatible demon for us? Not only is she in the Megami group, which is mostly comprised of mammals, Anahita is an average of 7 feet tall and 226 pounds. This means she's large enough to be able to handle Naho Dick, and with her impressive base stats for HP and access to drain ice, you can be rough with one. Due to their mostly water-based biology, there's no doubt in my mind that an aroused Anahita would be incredibly wet. So wet that you could easily have sex with one for hours without getting sore. She can also learn the moves Matarunda, Rakunda, Mana Spring, Diarama and Hellish Spurt, along with not having clothes to hide the curves, so it'd be incredibly easy for one to get you in the mood. With her ability Grace Anto Service, she can easily recover from fatigue with enough water. No other demon comes close to this level of compatibility. Also, fun fact, if you pull out enough, you can make your Anahita turn fully white. Anahita is literally built for Nahobino Dick. Ungodly defense stat plus high HP pool plus diorama means it can take cock all day, all shapes and sizes, and still come for more. Also, never get cocky in this game. It will make you suffer, or if you're stubborn, you can keep trying and experience a true Shin Megami Tensei moment by losing a few hours of progress because you forgot to save. Get good, scrub. Now the mermaids are saved. They can continue to tempt and murder innocent sailors. Yay! We have a bit more fun around the map, but finally it's time to move on and meet her. Lilith was Adam's first wife, who became the first succubus. She refused to serve under him and left the Garden of Eden after getting funky with Samael. But she alone was not enough for the guy. Asaph, Agrat and Nama were 3 others who joined him under the sheets. Honestly, can you blame him? Who wouldn't want a harem of hot, grotesque demonettes? The first one we meet is Nama. Let's just get this over with. Smash! Next. Nahobino does not mirror my feelings, however, and instead gives her the cold stare. We see 3 other sisters too, and... oh well.
Yeah, smash. Fucking Christ. It's making me question things about myself. Smash. Smash. Look, it's got tits. It's jutting its tits out. It's 100% female. 100%. It's toxic, but you know, you overlook that. Smash.
Do I even need to explain why the tag Monster Girl is my favorite?
Monster girls are furries for weebs.
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Speaking of which, look, we found the hot witch. Oh. Just went from a 9 to a 10. Turns out we were having fun in the real Tokyo. The Matrix theory was right. This is just an artificial world built by the creator, who apparently is dead now. So don't ask too many questions. We unlock VR headset, which can kill you. Sweet. Oh hey look, that guy looks like Aogami. Our chaos-loving one and only decides to help, but only if she can stick with us. Nothing beats the autism riz. Now, like it or not, we are conscripted to the Japanese army.
You don't scare me!
Congratulations! Nahobino officially became a government's meat shield. Too bad he didn't read the little print on the contract, which states he is to kamikaze himself headfirst into any demon boss he meets. We are forced to rest, which gives me Morgana flashbacks. Fortunately, nothing worse than that, and later on we are visited by Lilith in our dreams. Now, that's what I'm talking about. More lore. Can we finally be done with the foreplay, please? Shin Megami Tensei. Back to school. One thing we learned here is that Tao played on the lacrosse team. Lacrosse. One more point for Team Yoko. Let's give her even more points for suggesting the elimination of the bullies. Have I mentioned that I love this little bundle of chaos? I am completely biased and do not care. We find out Aogami and the director are brothers and meet the murder sisters again, this time doing actual murder on actual people. That's one way of dealing with overpopulation, I guess.
Get in the f***ing robot, Nahobino.
Now, this is the second time I faced this boss. I learned in the first fight that she will always use her annoying unique skill that nullifies buffs and charms all characters the moment I buff, so what will I do in this battle? A. Think carefully, focus on debuffing and setting up a good Magatsuki turn. B. Go ham and overwhelm her with physical attacks from the get-go. C. Buff myself.
Feels like I've said this before, but Polak is not a smart man.
Thankfully, my proficiency in beating up women comes out on top and I manage to not eat dirt here. I am just joking, I do not beat women. They beat me. Oh look, someone more disgusting than me. Lamu really takes the no actually means yes to the heart. Now listen here, my dear viewer, cause this is an important lesson. No matter how tough you are, no one is tougher than the plot and cutscenes. We do finally get our chance to fight and proceed to whack the boss without mercy. Guess Lamu couldn't handle the spotlight. Let's continue in the gameplay section before I have to use Enduring Soul. You cannot play SMT without understanding the press turn system, a unique take on the classic gameplay formula in JRPGs. Atlus has truly cooked the beef Wellington of combat systems with that one. In one simple sentence, combat is amazing. Depending on the number of party members, you get an equal number of turns. Hitting enemy weakness or scoring a critical hit will net you a bonus turn, which means if you play your cards right, you will act 8 times before an enemy has a chance to do anything to you. Unless they act first, but the same rules apply to your enemies.
Attention! If you hit an enemy who nullifies or dodges your attack, you lose 2 full turns or half turns. If you can't read and attack an enemy who drains or repels the attack, you get filtered.
It is a genius way to easily get you engaged in any fight. It is also very unbalanced and abusable if you know what you're doing. This also means that unlike many other JRPGs, you don't necessarily need to grind. Just learn bosses' weaknesses and attacks, which can be done in one turn by using a spyglass. After that, prepare accordingly. Nice job, Hobby.
I know. You cannot outsmart me twice.
おい、あのウサギは電気攻撃をチャージしてるのか
The f***ing what now?
You may have noticed little colored tears roaming the streets in the background. They are called Mitamas. If, like me, you got the digital deluxe edition, they are automatically added to your game, but you can turn them off.
Like you do, women.
They are time savers. Golden give Maka, blue give glory, red give XP candy to demons, and brown make Nahobino shit himself with power.
I'm gonna brown.
What?
I'm shitting!
Stay away from the brown ones, unless you want to destroy the balance of the game. Blue and gold just save you some time. They will initially give you a lot of XP, but will plateau later on. You don't need them to clear the game, but it is a nice thing if you have already played it once. You need a spyglass to check their weakness first, as they have a random one and you won't be able to one-shot them until late game. Or, if you want to get fancy, use the special item you get in the digital edition and your critical Magatsuhi to destroy them. Magatsuhi I am talking about is the red bar that fills up slowly during combat. When it fills completely and starts flashing, you can unleash a powerful attack for free, meaning it won't cost you a turn. The attack depends on who uses it, as different demons have different options. Naturally, your enemy can also have fun with Magatsuhi. They will gather it first and then unleash their special attack next turn, or the strongest thing they have. There are also unique attacks which require you to have specific demons in your stock. You can completely ignore that part and just use guaranteed critical, but if you play your cards right, there are two interesting late game options. One gets unlocked with your second form, and the other requires you to have Dagda DLC. The first one lets you repeat the same action several times in a row. The second one returns your turn count to the initial one, which, if used as the 8th action, can give you a lot of actions. It is the strongest unique skill in the game if your team can reliably score critical attacks or exploit weaknesses, which is easier said than done with some of the late game bosses. Demons in this game can have some unique abilities. They hit harder than regular skills of a similar description and usually make me not want to skip the animations. You know how in the Pokemon games the mons can have some unique skills that are often only well animated for a few legendaries and the main 3 starters? These are some of the low level demons and their unique skills. What also helps with the overall feeling of the game are the death animations. Depending on the element you use, the enemy will die in a different horrific way. Physical just flatlines them, nothing really crazy. How about an ice attack that literally freezes their body to the level of absolute zero and shatters them into millions of pieces when they hit the ground? Or the standard fire attack that will just burn them alive. Highly recommended to use on enemies who have a death scream voice line. Still not enough? Throw out a dark attack and melt an enemy before your eyes, like he's swimming in a pool of Gamer Grill bathwater. Though my favorite is the almighty attack that erases an enemy from existence. This right here is why I can keep playing this game. One of the main mechanics of the game is called fusion. Talking to demons to get them to join your party? That's beta cuck stuff. Real Chad Shin Megami Tensei gamers level up their current teammates, take them to the gallows and sacrifice their friends in order to make new and even more powerful ones. Some fusions require more than 2 willing participants. Metal as f***. Just as Yahweh intended. With all that covered, let's get to the good part. In order to conquer that, we will need allies. But not just any allies. You see, demons have strengths and weaknesses. When we fuse them together, the new demons that get born can inherit the skills and passives of the lamps we have just slaughtered, while playing sick piano solo. There are some limits, like unique skills, but other than that, it is very easy to make a broken demon. Broken as in powerful, not quadripedic. In Vengeance, you get access to all the DLC from the base game. One of them allows you to recruit Artemis, my main physical menace. She has everything. Solid elemental cover, good stat growth, crossbow, thick thighs, and lovely personality. She also has Astral Saint Strike.
28 stab wounds.
Which is just a broken skill. But that is not all. Remember how I mentioned special drugs you can feed your demons that can improve their stats or capabilities in handling their preferred elements? You see how strong she hits from the get-go? What would happen if, just if, hypothetically, I kept feeding her all the boosts I found? But to get her, you need to beat her first. She's like level 37, so just be aware. She also hates fire, but don't try to zap her. She is the daughter of our favorite bestiality connoisseur from Greece. The other worthy ally you may think of getting is Cleopatra, the thickest white female demon in the game. Yes, she is very hot, even while using ice abilities. What is even more important, however, are her support abilities, Luster Candy and Frolic. This skill has a chance to charm all enemies, rendering them useless or detrimental to their own well-being. Even if it doesn't swoop their hearts, it will still lower both their defense and attack to the minimum. Luster Candy is the strongest generic buff in the game, rising every stat for the entire party by 1 level, the maximum level of buff or debuff being 2. Now, an even more fun part. In this game, you can cover your weaknesses in 2 ways. Inherit passive abilities from demons or use their essence to change your affinities. With that in mind, we can make a semi-immortal Nahobino. All we need is for Artemis to trust us and get a shower scene together. This will force her to give us her bathwater due to blackmail photos we have on her from the shower. Like I said, Amonosako will come in handy. With that, we can then use said bathwater to make ourselves impervious to a lot of damage. Now, just slap some flex tape on that fire weakness and we're good to go. The only thing that can hurt us now are almighty, physical or emotional damage. For that, we boost our stats with Little Red Riding Hood, who dreams of becoming an idol, put a German Shepherd with physical block on the party, and surround ourselves with hot demon ladies to never suffer a broken heart again. The dog himself is also a very cool addition, as you can easily turn him into a solid mid-game tank with some tweaking. He wanted to be a dodge tank, but I said no, because that's very homosexual. I am looking at you, Dex players. When will you come out of the closet? It's okay. Not everyone can be as based as an average strength-built player. Another essential pal is Idun herself, the Red Riding Idol. Her golden apple heals you and works like a luster candy. If you slap on her a boon boost, which you can find right here on the second map for free, her buffs will last an additional turn. Lovely. Or so I would love to say, but the DLC demon, Sakuya, is a straight up power creep over our favorite idol. However, no one can stop me from using both. Do you see why I love this game? It's all up to you, the player, how broken you want to be. You just need to study the rules and then absolutely break them. The re-release added a boss rush mode, a perfect way to challenge yourself and test out builds. Just save before the fight. As I said, virtual reality kills for real, just like in the Matrix.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this place, this zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell, if there is such a thing. I feel saturated by it. I can taste your stink, and every time I do, I feel I have somehow been infected by it. It's repulsive, isn't it? I must get out of here. I must get free, and in this mind is the key, my key.
The maps are rather big. In the original game, you could only traverse them by foot or by fast travel points, which meant some backtracking here and there if you wanted to 100% the game. Vengeance improves exploration by adding railroad. I can only imagine all the hard-working demons who had to pour their blood, sweat and tears to build it all up. The only problem is that most of them are buried. Guess who can help you find them? It is once again Amanozako. Now, she fulfills the role of a guide demon. Doing her quest and helping her out will let you recruit her as a combatant later on. Guide demons are important. They will help you find useful items while exploring and unearth the railroad for more efficient traversal. Amanozako is not the only one, but she is my favorite. Notable examples are Mermaid with her flip, Decarabia with his funny lines and voice, and this absolute unit who sounds like he is under constant CBT. To be honest with you, every single nitpick and critique I had for this title has been fixed by the re-release. The only one worth mentioning is Atlus DLC Practice. Nice to get the previous ones with the new release, excluding Mitamas, but Day 1 DLC is never a nice thing, especially featuring such busted characters. I mean, this absolute unit pretty much knows everything, can learn null goddamn physical attacks, and then has the most giga chat punch animation in the entire game. It is criminal how fun he is to use and abuse. To say nothing of Sakuya again, and her outclassing of Idun or her Magatsuhi skill that requires the Stone Boy, but in turn gives everyone a turbo regeneration of HP and MP, and that's why I wholeheartedly support the Grey Zone. I don't know where they got the keys from, and I don't care. I sleep well at night and wake up rested. Hearing a scream at the back of my head, scream of starving Turkish or an Argentinian family who will never get to play a AAA game because of me. Music to my ears. A small nitpick would also be the blatant favoritism of strength build over the magic one. The latter has some abilities, but nothing beats the good old strategy of. Also, let's be honest, screw the last dungeon before you enter the Empyrean. No matter how many times I do it, all I see is a waste of time. Especially considering all the fun maps filled with shortcuts that we traveled up to this point. If it wasn't obvious before, then let me state it as clearly as I can. Get this goddamn game. Worth every penny. It's a heaven for autistic gamers like me who want to control every single ability of their heroes. Buy it, play it, get frustrated over experiencing your first Shin Megami Tensei moment, uninstall and come back after a week, because there really isn't anything like it, not counting older titles or Persona games, but once you play all of them, you will quickly understand why this one is so good. It even has crazy replayability due to multiple endings and even a hidden difficulty option called Godborn, which puts every enemy at level 150 and lets you gain all those levels as well. First, you gotta beat Satan, so good luck with that. For the veterans out there, I would say this one is as good or just below the Strange Journey. I guess that's it. Now, if I'm gonna hear about one more Persona 5 spin-off, I will commit an act of violence.
We would like to thank you all for watching. Here's a little preview of the next episode. Something more classical mixed vibe. Ciao.
Did you know there's a character called Miyazu in this game?
本当に、あれは誰？
See? That wasn't so hard.